I have seen a lot of painting at my school, and most artists are not taking full advantage of colors. If you want to upgrade your painting from new to pro, here's how. Paint with tones. Hear me out. There are three groups of tones you need to implement into your painting. Dark and light tones, cold and warm tones, and what I like to call dirty tones. Let's start with dark, light, and midtones. Using all three of these values will help give your painting depth and a 3D feel. So here's a very flat Jigglypuff, and by the way, Jigglypuff was so hard to paint, I was going insane. But anyways, it's very flat, there's only like one color tone, but watch as I add on some midtones and dark tones, giving her more dimension. For instance, here's Lady in Blue Reading a Letter by Vermeer. That showcases an extensive value scale from highlights to the darkest shadows with midtones in between. You can clearly feel how three-dimensional the woman is. Also, never mix colors with black to achieve dark tones because we want color contrast in our painting that I'll talk more about later on, so stay tuned. Also, if you're enjoying this video, consider subscribing for more content. Thanks! Next are warm tones and cold tones. These tones are important in giving off the feeling of natural light and shadows, as well as interest and contrast. Your paintings should use both warm and cold tones. So here's a gold pot that I accidentally made kinda good, it's not even that bad. But the first thing I notice is that it's made up of only warm tones, literally. But by adding blues, greens, and purples, I achieved a greater contrast and more realistic lighting. Again, not mixing with black in order to bring out the cold tones, the black paint would overpower the blue. This is a painting called The Lace Maker by Vermeer, once again, that contrasts warm and cold tones in the face. Her half of the face against the light showcases warm tones like pink, orange, and peachy colors, while the half of her face against the light source is made up of a colder, bluish tone to show the shadow. Lastly, the most overlooked one in my opinion, the dirty tones, or muddy tones as I refer to them. Out of all types of tones, these ones are the most underappreciated. But what even are they? So here's a bush made of a very pure and vibrant green, and this just does not look realistic. Vibrant and saturated colors should be used for lighter parts only, with dirty colors for the darker parts. By combining browns, blues, reds, and purples into my green, I achieved dramatic and realistic shadows made up of dirty tones. In fact, some of my dirty colors aren't even greenish, they're just purple and blue. I'm never mixing black to form my shadows because I want them to be colder versus the warm light as well. Dirty colors are achieved through mixing colors with their complementary colors. For instance, if I wanted to achieve a dirty green, I would mix it with a pinch of red, brown, and purple. If I wanted a dirty blue, I would mix it with brown, orange, and yellow. This does require a lot of practice though. And here's Girl with a Pearl Earring by Vermeer once again, that showcases dirty colors wherever you look. He mixes the yellow of the shirt with some blue, green, and brown to create a dirty bluish gray that contrasts against the vibrant yellow of the shirt against the light. Dirty tones help contrast the lighter, more vibrant parts against the darker shadows. These colors tie all of the tones together, giving your piece a sense of realism. But how do these three tones work together to help us achieve a realistic painting? Well, here's a portrait I did a while back, harmonizing all three tones. It has a strong contrast between dark and light tones to give depth. I used a light blue for the brightest parts of the face, contrasting against the warmer shadows to give off a dramatic lighting and to make the face stand out. Lastly, my warm shadow colors around the eye, for instance, have a base color of orange plus blue, purple, and brown and green for a dirty feel, contrasting against the cleaner, vibrant highlights. All three tones helped me create a realistic portrait.